Welcome to the Phil Taylor Jones Show. I'm your host, Phil Taylor Jones. And I know you've probably heard this since it's only been on practically everybody's newspaper and television all over the country. There was a general election last evening in which the Republicans recaptured Congress. So that means that Mitch McConnell and John Boehner are pretty much going to be calling the shots. With that having been said, guess who was on telly this morning for approximately an hour and 15 minutes? Yes, you guessed it. That character that resides at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. In other words, Mr. President. Oh, and was he ever so kind and so humble, and how he's willing to work with the Republicans to, as he would say, get stuff done. That now is the time to get to work. Okay, let's go back and try to set this up. Here we are in the 6th year of his presidency, double term, and now is the time to get to work? Has he been smoking the crack? I mean, honestly, you would figure that it was time to get started when he first got to Washington, D.C. And I can also remember that the Congress was controlled by the Democrats on maybe more than one occasion. Why didn't, as he would say, stuff get done then? Well, after listening at this guy talking out of the side of his neck for all that time, and you know, like a lot of other Americans, we have a really big screen television, and to see him that big on telly made my brother and I both go, ugh.
Yeah.
That's one of the times that we wish we had a 2.5 inch screen, a 1 inch screen, if you will, to see him. Anyway, that notwithstanding, he touched on several points throughout his, gas bagging. Must be something about the guy's voice that fascinates him, because I mean, he just won't ever shut up. Anyway, he went on to mention how he and the Republicans, were going to try to get together, as he had already been doing. Well, if he'd been doing that, why in the hell has nothing, concrete been done? But he's going to try to really, put forth much more effort towards that goal in the last couple of years of his presidency. It brought back something to mind to me. Yeah, I used to be an educator before I retired, and it sort of reminded me of kids on the playground. You got this one kid comes up with a good idea, and the other kid doesn't want to hear about it. Then this other kid has a good idea, and because the first kid didn't want to hear about his idea, then he doesn't want to hear about his idea. Well, whatever happened to that, concept that, well, hey, I maybe don't agree with you on all points, but let's just throw it out there and see if it sticks to the flagpole, okay? And if it works, then I'll come back to you and I'll apologize and say, well, I don't know why I didn't look at this further. You got a good idea. Why in the hell did we put it in effect years ago? We could have been, having everything great for the American people. And on the Republican side, same thing. If he'd come up with an idea, yeah, let's do it. We're here for the American people. We're here for the good of the country. We're here to make sure that our execution of government is as drama-free and as idiot-free as possible. No, they don't think like that. The politicians, they're a whole new breed of idiot. It's like their brains have dried up. It's like the zombies have been ever present. Zombies, like brains. Well, they've been very, active in Washington. Or either that or they're starving to death, whichever way you want to take it, the poor zombies. Either they're fat as pigs or they're starving to death because there are no brains in Washington. But my point being, why can't you just put aside your idiocy, your stupidity, and do what you were sent there to do? They failed to do that, and not only for this guy's presidency, but for presidencies past. It seems to be a whole new breed of idiot in Washington these days. That's why I'm not very confident in any of them. But he went on to say he's going to, try to make an effort to work more in a bipartisan way. He's not going to wait on certain things if they don't either do what they need to do. He's going to, execute executive order and get things done to the extent of his, power of office. One of the other things he touched on was immigration, and he wants there to be a bill passed. Put it to my desk and I'll sign it. There have been, I guess, numerous bills that have been developed, but if they pass the House and they stall in Congress, or it never comes to fruition. One of the reasons he stated was because the Republicans don't want to see any reform to immigration at all. And on that score, I agree with some of the Republicans. The only immigration reform I want to see is for him to shut the damn door. All of this, the ones that are already here, so many millions that are here illegally, let them pay back taxes and make them promise to study the handbook for becoming a citizen, make them go to the back of the line and do all that. Forget that crap. Put them on a plane, a boat, jackass, cart, American flyer, skateboard, whatever, get them the hell out of here. That's the only reform I want to see. And then when you get all the hell out of here, shut the damn door, bring the troops home that are currently over there, bring them home, bring the ones that you already have home down to the borders, have them start patrolling them, and shut the damn door. Don't allow anybody else to come in this country for the next 25 to 30 years until we weed out some of this crap that we already got in here. That's my immigration reform. The boat's full. He's talking about, bring the best and brightest. We already have the best and brightest, and those that didn't get a chance to come in won't. Work with the best and brightest that we already have here. The boat's full. Forget it. Immigration reform, forget it. Shut the door. That's the reform I'd like to see, and possibly that's why he can't get anything done, because the way he wants to do it, let them all come in and let them, just let them go to the back of the door. What a jackass. Anyway, so that's it for the immigration reform. So if the Republicans are stalling it in that vein, good on them. All right. The other thing he mentioned was the energy initiative that we have going on in this country, and taking full credit for it, which you shouldn't. We supposedly have a 100-year surplus of natural gas, and if we use it, sparingly, wisely, whatever, it should last us for a good long time. And we're less dependent on foreign oil than we have been, say, in the past couple of decades. And he wants to take all the credit for that naturally. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, right. Every president that preceded him has worked on some kind of energy efficient setup for this country, and they've been making significant strides to get there. Sure, I will not take away from this person. He did some work to do that, but he, by no matter of means, did it all by himself. So let's just set the record straight there. I remember far back is Lyndon Baines Johnson doing some things, installing pipelines and things for us to get natural gas. Ronald Reagan was one of the stalwarts with the natural gas and some gas or petroleum acts and things that he set into place. So, I mean, come on, Mr. President of current, I can't call this guy's name. It makes me sick in my stomach. You cannot take all the credit for that. Other of your predecessors were towing the line there, so get out of here. As far as ISIS is concerned, I think one of the reporters asked him point blank, "Are we winning the fight?" And he came down him and on. Well, I have to say it's too early to make that kind of determination, because he can't. ISIS is doing what ISIS does, and since he doesn't really know that much about ISIS, because they're not idiots like he is and blabbing all of their stuff all over the news about where they are, what they're doing, to the magnitude he does, he probably doesn't know. Yeah, they've made some airstrikes, and that's pretty good. But as was said before, I think this is going to be a long back and forth conflict, because if there are not enough, as they say, boots on the ground, where most of the conflict is taken care of, then there's going to be a long, tedious battle. Some people are on board with it in other countries, and some are not, like in Syria. You got a lot of different people fighting and giving conflicting oppositions as to why they should join the fight or why they shouldn't join the fight or why they should side with the United States and the other coalition partners or why they should side with ISIS. So, that's neither here nor there. Then he went on to talk about his health care program, the Affordable Health Care Act, and how that now, since the Republicans are in power, they may want to dismantle it. I wish they would get rid of it because it's a bunch of crap. He's talking about, how affordable it is and how many people have signed on, therefore proving it's a good program, and how many people are just coming by the numbers to sign up. Yeah, they were forced. If I'm not mistaken, there is a penalty if you don't sign up for this program. So I don't think that, having a penalty above your head like a sword of Damocles is going to make you flock to something willingly. You're going to go because you're under pressure to go. So let's get that cow out of the pasture, okay? So all of this stuff that he's coming up with now in his 6th year of term is ludicrous. And he's coming up with it now because, his partners are no longer in power, and he feels now he's got to start dealing and shuffling too because, both Boehner and O'Connell are in there, and they're not going to put up with his crap. And then he tries to make light of it. I'm going to have me some good old Kentucky bourbon, as to say that he can deal better with O'Connell than he can with Boehner. I don't think he can deal well with anybody because he's like a kid on the playground. It's either my way or the highway, And with that kind of mentality, nothing is getting done in Washington. There's been a stalwart all this time. And it's never going to get any better. And the final thing that made me almost fall out of my chair and my brother loses lunch, he went on talking about the economy is so much better, that we're better off now, 6 years into his presidency, than we were during other presidencies. I have one word for that: bullshit. Okay, the gas prices have come down a little bit, and that's a good thing. I'm wondering if we're not going to get a double zinger around Christmas time when people are really, in the, thickets of travel to get home to their families, what have you. What a wonderful time for it to come creeping back up. So I got my eye on that, as I'm sure many of you do. But I mean, okay, for those over there on Wall Street, yeah, maybe the economy is getting better. Maybe we're better than we were 6 years ago because they don't have to look hawkishly at the stock market index. They can trade their little stocks and their little pork bellies and their little, initiatives and whatever it is they do in the stock market. They can do it a little more freely, a little more easily than they did maybe in past years. But for us over here on Main Street, we're still kind of struggling, okay? Yes, there have been lots of jobs created, but they're little part-time jobs. You need 15 jobs to make up for one good one. How many big-name, big-ticket businesses have gone out of business or relocated to other countries because of the situation in this one? And yet the economy is getting better. How many people are flocking to new homes and new cars? I don't care what the news says, the slanted news about people buying new cars. How in the hell are we supposed to know that? Were we there when they put the pen to the contract to get the 3-year deal with Ford, Chrysler, or General Motors? Or Nissan, or Toyota, or Subaru? Were we there? No. So it's easy for them to lie and say that these kinds of things are going up to sort of deter the attention away from what's really going on, that how many cars are being repossessed, how many people are getting kicked out of their homes because they have no jobs or they can't afford it. So, with him coming with that bullshit about, the economy getting better. I mean, what has this guy been smoking? Has he been taking the crack? I think he has, Because sometimes when you look at him and he's talking on telly, he's like, he looks like he's wasted half of the time anyway. So, I mean, it's the same old rhetoric, the same old crap from this guy that we heard when he was on the campaign trail before. And now he knows his goose is probably cooked, because not only with all of these Republicans regaining that, those 7 seats to take over the Congress, it shows that no matter how much he flies around in Air Force One and bounce down the stairs, sucking up money, that the American people are making their voices known that it's time for you to get out of there. You know, it's a shame they won't impeach him before his actual time to go. But it's showing that, yeah, you know, we're tired of hearing your crap. We're tired of hearing you talking out of the side of your neck and not getting anything accomplished. Because now maybe you can put it on, well, the Republicans control the House. But what about those times when the Democrats control the House and you still didn't get a damn thing done? So you person over there that's claiming to be a president, your days are numbered, pal. America is getting sick of you. And the Republicans, okay, you guys have got the House. You've got the Congress. Let's see you do something. Can you really do it? No, because you got this jackass. It's a wall that's going to be standing there. So I still don't know how much is going to be done. Because you still got this problem. It's still that we, they mentality. And until that's gotten rid of, and people in the political arena start saying, it's we here in Washington for you, the people who elected us to do the job you need us to do, then nothing ever is going to get done in a good and fashionable way. So, yeah, this guy looked real pitiful up there today. And did I feel sorry for him? Hell no, I didn't feel sorry for him, because he's getting just what he deserves, and he needs to get even more in the way of impeachment, getting rid of that bastard and getting somebody in there who can get the damn job done. But anyway, it's good to know that his last little days in office hopefully won't be good ones. Maybe those Republicans will give him hell, since we seemingly are not able to do it. So anyway, I just wanted to bring that to you. And if you saw this guy and you saw his demeanor, you know, because he got the living crap kicked out of him as far as a Democrat, you know, it was interesting to see. But, you know, am I saying that, okay, now things are going to really get rock and rolling because the Republicans in there? Hell no, because I don't have any faith in them either. Now, if something good would come out of it, and they could maybe start working together, then much to the chagrin of us. But am I putting any faith in them? No. Sorry to say, no. They're all rat bags, and they should keep, you know, we should keep an eye on them at all times. Don't turn your back for a minute, because if you do, you may end up naked, because they'll steal the clothes off your back. So watch the bastards carefully. Thanks again for being a supporter of mine. I appreciate it very much. If you'd like to be a supporter, you know what to do. Please do it. And we will love you forever. And yeah, we'll love you forever. Isn't that right? Yeah. See, my brother is in master control over there, and he knows what to say and do.
Every day.
Every day. We're inching closer to that 100th video. I think there's 57 or 58, somewhere in there. But thank you. We can't do it without you. We appreciate you so much, and stick with us. Stay happy, try to stay safe, and we'll see you right back here on the Phil Taylor Jones Show. Don't go away.